Hi, welcome to another episode of Lobdell Universe. I'm here again with my friend Elizabeth Gray.
It's me.
Here to talk music and everything else again, aren't we?
Yes, and snow. Lots of snow.
Lots of snow. Let's just start with the snow because that's just been insane.
I hate it.
So it started snowing on what, Sunday?
Yes. Well,
Or is it Monday?
Sunday night, Monday.
It was Sunday. No, it was Sunday because we
Yeah.
woke up Monday morning to enough snow to go sled riding.
Yes.
Okay.
Too much snow for the
We live in Nashville, Tennessee. It's not supposed to snow.
No, not at all.
In the 20 years I've lived here, this is only the third time we've had enough snow to sled ride.
Mm-hmm.
One time before that, I even had to force it by putting down a bunch of tarps and hosing them with water, knowing it was going to freeze that night,
Yeah.
just so I could fake sled ride. And it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
And then it dusted enough the next day after that even to really give us a nice slippery slope on top of the tarps.
Some
It
good stuff.
worked pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome.
But this year the snow was so dry that we couldn't even sled ride.
Yep.
Probably could now.
Yeah.
Now that it's wet and now it's just nasty.
Yeah.
Now it's just wet and gross and
Gross.
more
so
free.
ugly.
So
Ugh.
typically we get rain for days. Then it freezes. Then it
That's
snows
exactly
on
what
top of
happened.
it. So then you get this black ice you can't see and idiots all over the road that don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's
Not-
so annoying.
No, it's horrible. We're not equipped. You know, like I lived in South Dakota. That's where I was born. I lived down south for a reason. I'll mess with that stuff up there. Keep it up there.
Same thing. I lived in Ohio for 22 years and moved away to get away from this crap. And here we are stuck in it. And the crazy thing this time was it didn't rain first. We didn't get black ice. This is a true northern snow we got for the first time.
It's very yucky.
And because we don't know what to do with the roads, they didn't clean my road. My road's been a disaster the whole entire time.
Rick's roads, yeah, it's dangerous. It's
Yesterday, it finally rained a tiny bit and made it 10 times worse. I came home. I had to go to Vanderbilt to drop off worms for my wife for oxalotl because she had to go out of town. So I had to go meet up with some of the people in her lab, and everything was fine. I knew it was going to rain. I knew I had to get back before the sun came down. I got back just in time because my road was a sheet of ice. Once that rain touched the top of that snow, it went from a powder that you could drive in to just
Impenetrable
liquid
ice,
ice.
yeah.
It was so bad.
it's so gross. So like in where I'm at in Murfreesboro, the roads are fine. Like I live out in the country, but I'm 3 minutes on a little country road before I hit a major highway, like the highway, and it's all fine over there. And you kept telling me your roads were bad, and I would look at my neighborhood. I'd be like, I couldn't imagine what they look like. I had no clue. It's like literally just ice. Like
Ice.
we could get out there on ice skates, and you'd have a great time.
There one year, a couple years ago, I woke up to a car in my front yard down there.
Yeah.
And I have a big, huge front yard. I mean, like, I was lucky to see it down there in my ditch.
Yeah.
And I walked down there looking at it like, what in the world? and the ground looked normal. The road looked completely normal, like there was no big deal at all, but it was all black ice.
Yeah.
And it was so thin, I didn't even see it. I stepped out onto the road, and I almost biffed it.
Yeah.
I had to slide to the guy's car to go, "Are you all right?
Oh no!
You're an idiot." And he was like, "What?" You know, and then he was like, "Is it okay if I leave my car here while I get the cop?" And I was like, "I don't care what you do. It's not my problem."
Yeah.
Well, this idiot was so dumb.
Oh no!
First of all, he didn't understand how to slow down into a stop sign and be prepared.
Yeah.
First of all. And then slid right through the stop sign right into my road or into my my front yard. Second of all, this idiot actually thought that the cops would tow your car for you.
Oh yeah, no, they don't do that.
No, there's such things as a towing service that you have to call. And he was so mad. He came back bitching up a storm at us, complaining and going, you know, yelling in the whole neighborhood, "The cops don't care," like all this crap. And I just wanted to go, "No, sir, you're a moron.
No, sir, it's you. It's not them.
It's not me, it's you."
Like I mean, like I'd say like 3 inches of ice on your road. I mean, it's thick. It's nasty, white, thick ice right now. Like
And we almost have little lines to drive on.
yeah, but
That
then
wasn't there yesterday.
Those little lines are like just nice. Like there's ice
Right
You got,
inside
like,
of it, yep.
So your car's like tick 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 tick. I feel like I was pinballing.
Well, the funny thing is I saw you pull into my driveway.
I was cautious, wasn't I?
Well, you
Were
had to be
impressed?
because I had all the trash cans because they didn't pick up trash today.
Yep.
to make it even worse for us.
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, when I saw you drive up, I'm like, you know that half my driveway is already down to the asphalt. It really doesn't matter, but you're still putt.
I will mess around when it comes to ice. So my sister, like, I think it was 2 years ago, she was coming to visit me, and she was in Missouri. She's from South Dakota, and she's like, calls and is like, nope, I'm not coming. She's like, I'm confident of driving in snow. I've driven in snow my whole entire life. That's how I learned how to drive. The only time I've ever been scared driving in snow is in Nashville. She's like, that's the one time I really felt like I was going to get hurt. And it's because we don't know how to drive in it. We think of it as rain.
Yeah.
And, so.
Oh, I watched a guy today when I was coming back home today come down to the same stop sign, barreling like a bat out of hell. Flew flying right into the street and almost hit the car coming on toward it. I can't believe that the cars in front of me actually were smart enough to go so slow and stop and everything. So then the idiot doesn't just like slowly get out of I mean, I don't know how he didn't go into the ditch, either ditch on each side of the road,
right,
let alone my giant one. But then, he doesn't just like slowly creep out of there, floors it backward and just sits there going nowhere before he finally pulled backward a tiny bit to do the same thing forward, to go back the way he came to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. I think it's Tennessee pride. Like, I feel like when it starts...
That's a good one, Tennessee pride.
When it starts to rain, people are like, oh, you're driving all cautious. It's just a little rain. And they tend to drive a little bit more wild than they normally would because they're like, it's not bad. And I feel like it's the same thing. They're like, oh, y'all, we could do it. Like, and it's so different. Like, on the interstate last night, people just... Now, it was just wet, but still, like... It was just
Well, the interstate last night, was that the first time you were out on the road?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, once you get to the interstate, it's no big deal.
Yeah, the interstate was fine.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Well, like the on ramps and the off ramps are still a little hairy.
Well, that's a good point because the first day I drove on those, and they were hell.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing about Nashville is. I mean, we're so not used to this. We don't have the
manpower.
Have the equipment. We have barely enough equipment just for the highways.
We have 2 plows and I think a horse and buggy. That
horse and buggy.
They're throwing salt out by the handful. It's like that table salt. That's what we're all doing. Like, we don't have the equipment for this.
No, in fact, I forgot to buy the ice melt that they use to put on my driveway or put on my walkway. And yeah, I know you're right. I have Morton salt to sprinkle on the front. That's it.
Hey,
it works.
That's what we're doing down here because that's how equipped we are.
I've never had to worry about it. In fact, I was talking about this with my mom yesterday, I think it was, that the last time we had a snow like this, actually it's been over 7 years because I lived at the last house I was at. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny. We had like 6 inches just like we had here. It was insane. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time we had any more than like an inch in my life living here. And so I was talking to my mom about it, and she goes, well, why don't you just get the snow shovel out? And I'm like, why would I have a snow shovel?
We don't have one.
I had a pathetic little shovel enough to just do 2 ruts for the tires.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny you said that because someone in my my neighborhood Facebook page was like, where are all these hardworking teenagers coming? Like, why aren't they all out here shoveling driveways for, $20? And I'm like, because no one has a snow shovel.
No.
And it's a difference. If you're from up north and you have shoveled snow before, you don't take a metal dig in the ground shovel. It's a big
plastic.
Blue plastic, and it makes a nice, like,
it's like 3 or 4 times wider than what you're thinking a normal shovel should be.
It's not.
Without a question.
Not a ground digging shovel. It's a snow shovel, and no one has them here. The best I had was my rake. I guess I could have,
My parents ended up using their broom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could have used the broom, I think, in the very beginning.
I used my blower to blow off, our upper deck to hang
that's
out.
a good idea.
Yeah, that
see,
was fun.
we're down here in the South. We're innovative.
Yeah.
We come up with ways. We're using table salt, leaf blowers.
Us Northerners that live down here have ways.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
People are like, make sure you get all the snow off your car. Yes, you should, but we don't know that. We're like people are blowing snow back on you.
I think we need to do a shot in celebration of this tundra that we have lived in for almost a week now.
It's horrible.
Horrible week.
Horrible frozen tundra.
All the schools have been shut down. Work has been shut down for both of us. Mm-hmm. And we've been stuck at home.
An inch and a half dusting will shut Nashville down.
This is
Like, okay.
this is no joke.
Like
this is a frozen tundra.
You're like losing our mind over here.
Well, cheers to the frozen tundra.
To the frozen tundra.
This episode is brought to you by tequila.
And
Drink
snow.
smart.
It's snow cream. Because when we're in the South, we get a lot of snow, we make snow cream.
I saw my son the first day walking around with a pile of snow in his hand eating it. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, what's wrong? I took it off the top. But I'm like, on top of the driveway, what do you think's underneath it in the driveway? What you don't think
so
the
gross.
And it's so funny because, I mean, growing up, I did it all the time. Never thought about it. You know, 8 icicles off my house. I popped the icicle off and sit like I'm Bugs Bunny. and I'm sitting there yelling at my son going,
It's so gross. Gray, he got a big old... He put it in my coat pockets. He's like, Mom, I have snow in your pockets so we can make snow cones. And I was like... No, my pockets were like fleece lined, you know.
Yeah.
So like they weren't even like. Now it's just a gross mess in my. Pockets.
oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So I gave him a Tupperware, and then he collects the snow, and then he puts a Capri Sun in it, and it melts it all down, and then he puts it in the freezer, so that's still sitting there, and will sit there until probably June or July.
This is the first time we could have put that stuff outside and let it get chilled and use it that way.
You know what I wish I had done? You know where like they boil the water? I always see that. I never got to do that up north when I lived up there because I was too little. But you boil the water, you throw it out, and it like freezes as it comes down.
I'm not sure it was cold
whatever.
enough here to even do that.
Oh,
That has to be below zero.
Below zero, okay. We got down to 1.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We might have been able to do it at that moment in the middle of that night.
one moment
Yeah.
at 3 a.m.
I've taken some
Wednesday.
awesome pictures of the house with all the snow on it. I took a picture of Austin today with
The
all the
bunny
snow
looked
on
cool.
him.
That's how I knew where I was
Austin.
at.
He's so cold.
Oh, yeah. So he's not equipped. If he's cold, if you're cold, he's cold.
Yeah,
Bring
I was
him
going
in.
to say, poor little guy, but he's not little. He's.
He can't come in.
I think he has no room.
No.
No.
You gotta link the door.
Couldn't even get him through the door,
Nope.
let alone pick him up.
I can't.
He only weighs like 350, 400 pounds.
Only. That's not
Not a big deal.
Pop him on your back. For what?
All right, so we talked about our beautiful tundra that we are experiencing. You know, because of that too, we got to actually get together today. We didn't think we were going to get together for a couple more weeks. We've been trying to do this for this whole week, trying to figure it out, but the weather just wouldn't let us. But everything that I had planned has been canceled, including my pool tournament that was supposed to start in 3 hours is canceled this weekend. I still fly out Sunday for Vegas, but I don't get to go the whole week. I have to leave early for family crap that you learned about. I'm not happy about that at all. This is my favorite week of the year to go for business at Vegas, and I have to leave early. But it is what it is. Life goes on.
Yep.
I'm staying in a penthouse. I mean, like, I'm going to be so spoiled for 48 hours, and then I'm like, see ya.
No.
Maybe 72.
72. We'll push for 72.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed, everyone. Some 72 hours
I've
of
already
luck.
switched all my plane flights and everything, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Well, hopefully you can fly out. Like, I don't know. I know.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried about the airport will be cleared. They clear that really easy because they have special ways to do that. Even though we're in Nashville and they're not, they don't know as much. The people that work at airports know what to do for the most part. I would hope so.
And the pilots fly all over.
Because I've flown to that point too. Like I've been in Chicago when it's been 2 feet of snow, and they spray the planes with some kind of chemical so that they won't ice over as they take off.
So scary.
You know,
Oh.
and it is what it is. So no, there's no issue. I will be going to Vegas this Sunday.
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 Yeah, so
I will be in Vegas by 3:10 Sunday afternoon.
hot, muggy, dry.
It's 60s. It's not gonna be that cold. Hot. It's gonna be perfect.
That'd be perfect.
It's gonna be in the 60s. It's gonna
I'm
be
gonna go to
beautiful.
Vegas in January. Vegas in August is hot.
Yeah, that was hot. We went in June or no, was it
August,
August?
yeah.
Was it August? Yeah,
like the
that
hottest
was
one.
that was horrible.
I've never wanted humidity before in my life. I was like, damn, I kind of miss it.
But I've gone for World of Concrete for 14 years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never got to go hang out in the pool.
Yeah,
So give and take.
we did do the pool.
Oh, I did the pool every day there.
I
That was-
only got there once, but I also did have like as long a time. But,
Yes.
So.
All right, so we're done talking about the Tundra. That was such an experience that we're still suffering through. What I wanted to say was, We've had some really good comments from our first episode.
guys.
So, this is only our second episode. We're still learning. We're still trying to come up with things.
It's technically our third, but we had technical
I wasn't going to
difficulties.
bring it up. Well, we could play it audio, but yes, I'm
Leave in the comments if you want to hear our audio.
if you just want to hear audio of us just rambling, because we did ramble. There was
did.
not even a single thing
Not a
about
topic
music.
at all. No,
No, nothing about music at all on that one.
It was a test run.
Well, and if we have to do this from a distance, at least we know we can.
Yeah, kind of.
I gotta. Yes, I know we can. I think I know what I did wrong already. I just have to try it again. But I downloaded a program that I'm paying for because I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of people over the internet. So I had to learn how to do it. So she was my guinea pig, and it was an epic fail. But we got the audio, and we got me sitting here, talking to you.
Yeah.
So we have
Everyone
half
to
the
see
video.
Rick looking into a camera, talking,
Staring at a computer, talking to you. At least they can hear you.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm there in voice, in spirit.
Yeah. You're there in my head,
And
talking
you're
to
just
me.
talking to you through.
And I'm just talking to myself the whole time,
Love it.
staring at my computer.
I'm his imaginary friend. I'm not real.
So as far as they know, but that's okay. We've had some really great comments. I've been impressed with everybody's reactions. I think it's hilarious that people have called me a purist about music, and 100% I am. I think that's a compliment to me. Maybe not everybody will take it that way, but I am hardcore about music. Very hardcore about my philosophy of it, my background, my point of view, my going to school for art and everything. I'm no different. Go to an art museum with me, and I'm just as hardcore purist about art as I am about music. It doesn't change. It doesn't matter what form of art we're talking about.
I love it. That's
So-
awesome. Yeah, be a purist. I got a comment about how I'm a good Gemini. I'm showing off my talking
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I'm a twin, so I guess my talkative twin was coming out on that. So
So we appreciate all the comments. Bring them on. I don't care if they're good or bad. I have no problem whatsoever. I've tried to answer almost every single one. Even the most recent one was your friend Rachel wanting to have new music every single week, and I'm like, new music every single week?
we can't let Rachel have a choice because she listens. I love you, Rachel. I don't like your music.
Well, not
I
only
do
that,
like
but
most of her music. I don't
what kind
like
of time
her.
do you think we have? You know how long it would take to find new music every single week? We do have day jobs.
She would help us. Maybe
I was
she's
going to
not
say
saying
this
new
might be the
music,
Rachel minute.
but
She might have to call in for that.
She listens to that throat singing. Her music. I do love her music. Rachel, I apologize. You actually really obviously I'm not a fan of your country side. But she listens to
There
good
will
country.
never be country music
They'll
on
not.
this channel ever.
But she listens to those throat singers. Her collection of music is crazy fast.
What is a throat singer?
It's like singing, Yeah, I've
Is it
ridden
like-
in her truck with her.
Is it
as
like
we-
they sing with vocal fry?
I don't know what that is, but
You don't know what vocal fry is? Oh yeah, it was a big popular thing a couple years ago for women too. But supposedly they thought they were going to sound smarter or something. I don't know why, but men do it all the time. It's when you I'm trying to say, when you have your vocal cord kind of goes while you're talking. So you're talking and you want to sound like you. That's vocal fry.
you should look it up. Throat singing. It's just all throat.
I'm
singing.
terrified.
It's
I'm starting to become terrified of anything that Rachel suggests now.
She has it.
This whole episode's brought to you by Rachel.
Rachel, we love you, Rachel.
Shout out.
Shout out to Rachel. No, but yeah, if you want to, maybe we have Rachel's wild, wacky corner, and she puts one song out there for us
I think it
to
would be
listen
hilarious for us to
and-
do, so I could sit here
Yeah.
every time going, nope,
Nope,
not happening.
You're going to get Rick's dead stare. We talked about that last time, right? Yeah. Oh, Rachel.
We didn't, because that was the episode. It didn't exist.
That's on our Patreon.
The lost
page.
episode is
lost
about my
episode.
stare.
Oh yeah. So Rick has a really great dead stare when you're wrong.
Is that what you call it? A great dead stare?
Great dead stare. Yeah. So
Maybe that should be the title of our show, Great Dead Stare.
the great dead stare. I like it. I think it works. You'll see it a lot in this.
So we appreciate all the comments. Bring them on. It's all good, and it makes it more fun. And we know that people are interested in what we're doing. So I'm interested to see what they say after this one. Since the other question is how much are we going to talk about music every single time?
Yeah.
And are we going to get to it this time and things like that too? Because next on my list is the one thing someone, I don't know if she commented or something else did too, but another comment was that they'd like to see a playlist by us
Oh.
on our channels.
That'd be
And I was
fun.
like, yes, I need to look into that. Yes, I want to do that. That was a plan from the beginning when you brought this up anyway.
Okay.
So I do want to figure out how to do that. I know it's not too complicated, but then we have to have a playlist brought to you by you, and hopefully we can do more than one.
Yeah.
And make a playlist for both of us and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look into that and see what I can do. I don't know if you can do it on both Spotify and YouTube. I don't know how that works, or Amazon or whatever. So I'll look into all that stuff when I get back from Vegas.
We could do your favorite thing and just say, link in the bio.
Had to bring that up. Her point is Instagram. Like, everybody tells me I got to do more on Instagram, and to the point, my Instagram account has been constantly going nuts. And I don't mean like my personal account, but just my phone is always popping up Instagram. So people are definitely using Instagram a ton. And I love posting pictures. I have no issue with that, but I don't understand why you can't put a link in the post. Like, you have to go to my bio to click the link, and then it's a general link. I can't do a link to exactly right here, right now. I have to do a link to just go to my Spotify account. I can't give you a link exactly to this episode right here, because you got it. What am I going to do? Put 20 lists in the bio of all the different episodes every single time I add another link?
New link in the bio. Check it
So
out.
stupid.
Boom.
So, sorry, Instagram, but not interested. I got to figure that out, because I'm a Facebook person. I hate that everybody doesn't care about Facebook anymore.
We're so old.
But I'm obsessed with Facebook because I can do whatever I want to.
Hey,
There's
we got
no limit.
14 and 15-year-olds. It's child labor. Let's put them to work. They could handle our Instagram.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Our reels.
So
and
just
our
wanted to bring
links.
that up, that yes, that is a good idea. Yes,
Yeah,
we need to
so
start
where did
coming
that
up with a
comment
list.
come from? Was that on YouTube or
Yes.
on the... Okay.
All of them are on YouTube.
I
We've
thought
only
I read
had
them
one
all.
view on Spotify.
Oh.
One.
One. You need to put the link in your
Now,
bio.
that doesn't mean they're not listening to it on Amazon, or now I found out the other day that I'm on Audible. I don't even know, because
Nice.
Amazon owns it. So one of my friends was telling me how awesome everything was, but he hadn't watched the videos. And I'm like, well, why? He goes, there is no video on Audible. I'm like, Audible, what? I didn't even know it was on there.
Uh-huh.
But Amazon owns it. I can't look at it. I can't tell what traffic I'm getting to.
You're
it.
not... Yeah.
I don't know how to figure that out.
Well.
Amazon, if you're listening, please connect me to a way to look at all the different things you own so I can see what's actually happening.
Streamline that shit. Make it easy for everyone, right?
Send this out to Amazon so they know that we're troubled.
Hashtag Amazon. Or wait, no, it's at
Amazon.
At Amazon.
Yes.
So that works in the audio, right? Like, yeah.
Sure. Right. That's
So
exactly
old.
the point. All right. Now, I have.
Oh no!
Let me ask you this. Before.
Told me about this. I'm scared, y'all. I'm
So
fail
I made a
miserably.
game. I'm excited about this game.
Oh wait, you did tell me what it was. Okay, never mind. I'm not that scared anymore.
Yeah. I brought up a game. It's going to be easy. I think it's going to be too easy, but I got to try. I thought it was a pretty funny idea. I came up with it, I think, during the last show, but I didn't say anything. And then so I wrote it up and I worked on it faster because I thought I was going to have 3 weeks to put it together. And the next thing I knew, I had like a couple days.
Yeah.
So this is a trial run.
Trial run.
You can't blame me if it's too easy.
You can't blame me if I fail miserably.
Are we going to do a shot before we do it, or are we just going to go straight into the game?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I need a shot before I do it. Loosen me.
I think it'll
Take
help
away my nerves. Liquid
because
courage.
I don't want you to try too hard.
I won't try too hard. And I'll tell you, so we also kind of talked on our last episode that, like, we're going to work, like, our shirts, like, our fun little shirts. And this is what I wore
Your
in the last
Sublime
episode.
sweatshirt,
And
yes.
I broke it back out because I wanted to wear Sublime. But I
She
have
wanted
some
to try to
really
do
good ones.
a do-over.
Do-over. And he had a Kat Von D hoodie on, which
Yes.
he doesn't now.
Which I have a great story behind. But the point to it was she was like, we should bring out all of our awesome shirts and clothes that we wear to show them. And I was like, no. I'm going to bring it out as I wear it.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Because
Like,
I
once a
have
week,
so many.
You're going to get to see
Each
something
week
new.
I'm going to have a different
cool,
shirt. I'm going to try
in
to
my
keep track
opinion.
of all that.
Yeah.
This one is my second favorite band. We went through that last time. And this is from, I believe, I want to say this might have been the first concert I saw of Primus at the Ryman. I can look on the back to make sure it's the first or second one, but I think it's the first one. And still have every shirt from every concert I've had since I've lived in Nashville. So I got a lot. I mean, it's insane. I probably have 50 shirts or something, concert shirts that I bought at concerts.
So you at least have 50 episodes.
So at least maybe 30, but I mean, there's enough for a while. And so this was one of my favorite. I love this shirt. I think it's hilarious to have a monkey smoking a pipe
In a spacesuit?
Yes, you know, which is even funny because
works.
we're listening to Pixies, who have a song called "Monkey Goes to Heaven,"
This monkey's on his way.
so it's kind of funny that I thought that was a nice little transition of the two, since we're listening to Pixies right now.
And I really
whether you
hope-
guys know that or not.
Yeah, because if you don't know that, that's why I'm nodding my head every
Well,
now and then.
you know,
So
back
if
to
the
the-
music's taken away.
Back to the thing too, with some of the comments. One of the comments too was that we should have the music louder, and I'm like, well, how loud can we go so that you can still hear us? Like, we don't want to be distracted, or you guys to be distracted and just listen to music, and then we're like chopped liver and we're not important anymore.
Y'all don't want to hear this voice any louder. I don't know.
Yeah, we start yelling.
It's
I've already gone through that before.
Hey, Rick.
I did one of these during a concert once. It sucked.
Yeah.
So anyway, that reminded me of that. But yeah, so this is from one of my concerts at the Ryman, and if I'm not mistaken, it is the concert where they finally came back for the first time after over a decade, and they didn't have their main drummer. Herb wasn't the drummer. In fact, it was the very first drummer that they ever had when they first started. His name was Jay Lane, and he is more of like I think he plays with the Grateful Dead,
Okay.
and so he is much more of a jam band kind of drummer. So he had left them to go into the jam band world, and then that's when they found Herb and hired him and changed everything to me, because I think Herb's the best drummer, second, if not the second best. I think he's the best drummer of all time. And so Jay Lane, you know, played that album, and then went on tour with them. And one of the things that he was trying to get them to do was to loosen up more, because they, as much as you would think Primus would be kind of a jam out band, they're very calculating, and they
Yeah, I
don't
can
really
see
loosen
that.
up and just play. And he was trying to get them to do that. And they learned a lot that year touring with him
Yeah.
to try to get that to happen. And the reason why I know that too is I watched, I have a live DVD of Government Mule.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever listened to them, but I have a live DVD where Les came on and played with Wayne. Wayne Haynes? What's his name? Haynes is his last name. Warren Haynes. Warren Haynes.
Warren Haynes.
And he and his string broke. So he had to go get another guitar or fix whatever they were doing at the moment. So he was like, Les, you just take over for a second. And Les did not know what to do. He was trying, but he just kind of like panicked for a second. He's not a free form, I'm just going to jam out and play. They are more calculating than you realize. So I thought that was an interesting. So that's why I wore the shirt, to tell that story.
I like it. It's a good story.
I try to have, I will have a story for almost every shirt I wear for a while. I'll tell you that much.
Sometimes I like for all the songs I listen to sound the same. That's the story behind it.
Well, I was going to say, because you made fun of Sublime last time.
No, like, but sometimes I need that. Like, sometimes
Yeah.
I want that repetitive. I can't tell that we've switched on to a new song because it really just sounds like the last song, you know. But that's what I get from Sublime. Like,
All right.
I'm not mad at them about it. I know that's what I'm going to get.
So this game is called, I don't have exact title for it, but it's about poetry, because all lyrics are poetry too. So is it song lyrics or is it poetry?
Is it poetry or playlist?
Sure. Poetry or playlist?
Poetry or playlist?
I'll keep it simple. Poetry or playlist.
Okay.
All right. So let's do a shot first. Cheers to poetry or playlist for the first time.
Let's see how
See how it goes. And I will go over. I have all the information I need to in here, that if I need to, if you guys want to know more, I have the full song, I have the full poem, I have information on 2 of the poems that I have stories behind everything on this one.
Okay. Link in the
Since
bio.
it's the first one, link in the bio. little, but I can't say that I can have that information every single time I do this. No, I'm not going to do this every single week. You know, this might be once a month. We'll see how many times I can even pull it off, because it takes a lot of work to find different things that catch you off guard.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So, and if you like it, I don't know, maybe you can persuade him to do it more often.
Yeah. So here's the catch. In order for me to not make this easy for you, I can't accidentally sing
the song.
the song.
Because I would totally sing the song.
So I have to do this very mundane.
You might get to see the death stare.
I don't know about that, but it's going to take a lot of concentration for me to not get into the lyrics. I'm also only giving you a small little part of it. It's not like I'm giving you the whole song or the whole poem. It's just a paragraph.
Robot Rick.
So this is going to be, yes, I have to sound like a robot so that this doesn't get easy on you.
Gotcha.
But so the first one, let me see which one I want to do first here. Let's see. All right, that's the last one. Yeah, okay, I got them in order. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So we can make this up as we go, of course, but so you can either choose to say, I'm going to give you 3 on each page. I have 3 different poems because technically they're still all poems.
Yep.
Okay. I have 3 different excerpts, and you can either wait till the end of all 3 to say which one is a poem,
Okay.
or you can say each time that's a poem or that's a song. It's up to you or both.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Let's see how I feel. Yeah.
The painter stood before her work. She looked around everywhere. She saw pictures and she painted them. She picked the colors from the air, green to green, red to red, yellow to yellow in the light, black to black when the evening comes, blue to blue in the night. Now, I'm not expecting you to know the band or the song.
Or the poem.
Okay?
Okay.
Or the poem.
Okay.
All the above. Like, it's
Okay.
not a big, like, this is not like a catch where I'm like, how could you not know that this was?
Because I'm like,
No, this one is going to be, okay. Now, was that a song or a poem?
I mean, I want to say it was a poem because it sounds like a poem, but because we're putting a lot of emphasis, I'm going to go with song.
Okay. I'm going to tell you
Don't know.
after. All right. Number 2.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a song or is it a poem? I opened my eyes and looked at the rain, and it dripped in my head and it flowed into my brain. And all that I hear as I lie in my bed is the slishy slosh of the rain in my head.
I say that's a song. I'm going with 2 songs now. That
Okay.
could be a poem too. Jeez, this is really hard. It's way harder than I thought it was going to be. I was like, I got this.
All right. You ready for number 3? Mm-hmm. You got that one down?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's a little bit longer, but if you don't catch what this one is, I'm going to laugh even more.
Oh my god.
Because I had to. Okay.
Okay, you gotta do this one to make it.
I'm so embarrassed to say this one. I'm through with standing in line to clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the 9th, and I'm never gonna win. This life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
Okay, so that's a song. And I'm going to switch it up to the first one was a song, the second one was a poem, and the third one was a song.
Okay.
Okay. So I remember the crib lyric. I was like, yeah, I haven't heard that song before.
Yeah, you know that song, don't
It's
you?
playing in my
I had to
head,
play it I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's really hard to read that one because I almost started to sing it right away.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't stop myself because I was laughing so
I can
hard.
only imagine, yeah, because I would be like, you'd be like a song.
All right. So the first one was a song.
Okay.
It was
stuck with it.
It was
Wait,
like
no,
I
I did.
said.
I said that was a song.
Yeah, you
And
did.
then The
You're all
second one's a
good.
poem.
You got it all right. You got it all right.
Yay. Okay.
The first one was Neil Young.
Oh, okay.
It's called The Painter.
Rachel's going to know that. Rachel's going to be like, that was Neil Young, Elizabeth.
Maybe, but yeah, from the Harvest Moon,
Okay.
one of my favorite albums by him, and so I thought that would be an interesting one, especially with the painter thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew it was confusing because how many songs talk about color?
Yeah.
Like I knew when I read that one, I was like, that sounds like a poem. That does not sound like a song.
Yeah.
But it sounds great in the song, like it's no big deal. But it's anyway.
But there's infants. I was like, oh, this is a song. I can tell.
The second
Give
one
it away.
was the poem,
Okay, good.
but you didn't recognize what the poem was.
No.
So I'm going to try to read it a little bit better, and you tell me if you recognize the poet, because this is like a kid poet.
That's it was this like okay, because now I'm thinking splish splash. I was taking.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would have been funny. No, okay, I'm going to try it one more time, and you tell me if you can recognize the artist now that I'm
Okay.
the poet. Okay,
Okay.
because this is a great book of poetry.
Okay.
One of the most well-known books of poetry for kids.
Is it the silver? The yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Shel Silverstein.
There you go.
So I don't have to read it. You figured it
I
out.
figured it out.
That was my point.
That was good.
I was
Good.
like, I thought that would be funny. And then the
Those
third
are
one,
really great poems too, by the way. Get all the books for your kids.
from Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Yes, from Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I have all his books.
Yeah. Some
sitting
of them
here.
are hard to find now. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't know. I have all of them on hardback. And then with the third one, did you catch what that was?
I know the song, and I can't tell you the name right now.
It's
It
so
was-
cheesy.
I know.
That's why I had to do it.
It's like Smash Mouth or
No,
Walking
you're-
on the
you're
Sun
almost
or-
close.
Yeah, it's like
It is
running
that-
up flagpoles.
It is that time period, I think. It's Nickelback,
Nickelback.
Rockstar.
I'm kind of glad I don't know that.
I know that was the thing. That's why I made that joke before I said it. I was like, this is gonna go one way or the other.
Oh, that's Nickelback. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Excited you played it.
Are you a fan of Nickelback?
No,
Good. One more reason why we get along.
that's right. And it's okay
I
if you are.
I can't tell you how many people have to defend Nickelback every time I make a bad comment about them, and I'm like, dude, they're so cheesy. I'm sorry. I don't care. No, I'm not a fan.
Shout out to the comedian Shane Torres, who's like, and what did Nickelback do to get shut on so badly?
They make
the greatest
they
music,
made
but-
cheesy songs.
Yeah, but if you like them, you like them, and you own that. You know, I don't.
All right, are you ready for round two?
Round two.
Or was that enough? Are we done with this?
We're gonna do it one more time. Yeah,
I got two more.
Okay, let's do it. I'm down with it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. This one, these three are going to be tougher, and I've got a really good story about the poem. If
Okay.
you figure out which one that is,
Okay.
I can warn you that Nicole did not get this one right.
Okay.
All right, first one. You give me the reason, you give me control. I gave you my purity you stole. Did you think I wouldn't recognize this compromise? Am I just too stupid to realize? Stale incense, old sweat, and lies, lies, lies.
I say that's a song. Just sounds like a song to me. It doesn't
Uh-huh.
sound like a song that I know necessarily, unless you maybe put a tune to it. But it sounds.
See,
like a
that's the
song.
problem because I
Yeah.
can't sing it.
No, you can't.
You would totally get it if I did it in the way
Sing-song
it's.
voice, yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
if I
a-
was able, which first of all I can't sing anyway, but
It's a beautiful voice.
I'm
Sounds
definitely
like
not doing
angels.
karaoke. This
We
is
need
this is
to
as
do
close to karaoke
karaoke.
as it gets.
I don't know if we talked about it on the last episode or the first one, but
No.
I'm bad at it. So bad.
Not a chance in hell to get me in front of a.
It's all cake here whenever.
And
I
it
do
was the
karaoke.
last episode. So to the joke, I have performed in front of thousands of people. I've done presentations in front of hundreds of people. No issue whatsoever being in front of an audience. Not a chance in hell that I would even sing karaoke in front of more than my wife, maybe my kids. So any more than 3 people, you're not going to get me on a mic.
Leave it in the comments. Do you want to see us go out to a karaoke bar and have
No.
like, do some karaoke?
Not a chance.
I mean, the more comments we get, so you can't say no.
It's not
So,
happening.
It's happening.
Good luck with that. Are you ready for number 2?
Ready.
All right. White ringed and looming, it's beaver moon. I see flooding and sloped lawn with smuggled light. Jet streams arc, laughter springs from the bonfire. It feels luxurious, our drunkenness. Is it a beaver moon or the smoky ring rippling out like the circle made by a beaver smacking its tail?
God, I had to say that. Is this? Let me hear this. The third one. Let me make my decision.
Third one I know you're not going to get.
Get
so
over that beaver
I did this
moon.
one on purpose.
Okay.
Okay. You say the hill's too steep to climb. You say I'd like to see me. You say you'd like to see me try climbing. You pick the place, and I'll choose the time, and I'll climb that hill in my own way. Just wait a while for the right day. And as I rise above the tree line and the clouds, I look down, hear the sound of the things you said today.
Does that take it from Twilight?
What? From Twilight?
So okay, second song, third's poem,
The second one is a song, and the third one's a poem.
and or part of Twilight.
Is this your final answer?
That's my final answer. Did I phone a friend? Oh no! So did I swap them?
Yes. All right. Okay.
Yeah. What's the third one?
All right. I know that. So first of all, the first song was a Nine Inch Nails
Super
song.
Twilighty. Okay.
Okay. So, if you think about it correctly, you give me the reason, you give me control. I gave you my purity you stole. Did you think I wouldn't recognize this compromise? Am I just too stupid to realize?
Lies.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Like I said, I can't sing it that way because it's too easy.
Then you know it right off the bat.
The second one is a poem by one of my best friends from high school. His name is Daniel Johnson.
What up, Daniel?
Shout out to Daniel Johnson.
How you doing?
And this is an amazing story.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about
Mind
the fever
blowing.
mood.
So I just got his newest book of poems just came out last year, but late last year, and blew my mind because he's a poet. He went to school for poetry. He runs a writing school in Boston
Okay.
for like underprivileged kids, I think, or something. But like in downtown Boston, he has his own arts, music, or writing center that he runs and all this kind of stuff. Amazing guy.
Okay.
Coincidentally, his best friend, after leaving high school and going to college and everything on from there, his best friend was James Foley. I don't know if you
Oh.
remember that name.
Yeah.
Why do you remember that name?
It's a very familiar sounding name. I
No,
give you-
there's a tragedy to this name.
James Foley.
Yeah, but why?
It's a tragedy.
He got his head cut off
Yeah.
live on TV.
No, what? Okay, no, I don't know.
I know. I was like looking at you like, there's no way you know this.
Oh, was
Remember
he the...
when Al Qaeda or
Yeah.
ISIS?
Yeah.
He is the person whose head was cut off live on TV. It was Daniel's best friend.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
The whole book is not only about James, but also for James was captured by ISIS for like almost 3 years or something crazy, and he was
dark
writing
turn.
as much as he could on like the inside of like a cigarette box and putting it in his shoe and everything like that. So the girl that survived brought all of his writing back, and Daniel took that and put it into a book with some of his poems about his feelings about everything that was going on back then too.
That was
So
a
this
really tragic event too.
so
Like,
right, that's what.
oh,
So this poem, going back to it, is about them hanging out on an evening, drinking together, and having their typical fun together. That's what this poem was about. Like you have to read the whole thing and everything like that. But like I told you, I had a plan to all this. His book is called Shadow Boxer.
Shadowboxer.
I think it's called Shadow Boxer. I
Go
can
ahead
bring
and
it
get a
out. I meant to
copy.
bring it up, but I forgot to. I'll put it.
We'll put it.
I'll put it in. The great book, and it's shocking because he tells you what is excerpts from James specifically, and then you can tell what are poems because James is not a poem. It's just writing about what was going on at that moment and things like that. It's crazy.
And I have to research the last name because Foley's a common like that's a.
I know. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, no, you don't know who I'm talking about.
No, I know. I'm sorry, James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for the family. I mean, what a horrible story. And
R.I.P.
what's
Rest in
crazy
power.
too is you read it, and he was captured in Libya for like 100 and some days or something crazy, and then came back, and within a couple months went back out again, and then got captured by ISIS.
Yeah.
He was a journalist.
Yeah, he was a journalist, yeah.
Like he was a journalist. I forget what part of whether I don't think he was the camera guy, but he was a journalist. So he was obsessed with getting these stories during all of that time, and this is what he did to himself, and it's just a crazy moment in
Yeah.
history.
And yeah,
Let alone, it was literally publicized. Like no one saw that coming. They did not expect them to do that to him live on TV.
it was insane.
Told you I had a good one.
You did. That was really good and dark. Took a dark turn.
Well, it's poetry. It's supposed to be dark.
Poetry is dark.
Yeah. So is the next one.
Oh, okay.
The next one is actually every one of their songs are extremely dark.
Okay.
They're extremely dark, but they don't sound dark. That's one of the things I love about this band so much. Their lyrics are so unbelievably amazing. And if you read them, you get depressed. But if you listen to them, it sounds lighthearted and it sounds
fun.
bubbly and it
Okay.
sounds happy.
Well, now I want to
Who would sound like that?
Going to go back to Smash Mouth.
No.
Give me
This is a Pink Floyd song.
a... Okay.
I know, that's why I knew you wouldn't get it. Again, it wasn't about knowing the band.
Yeah.
So this is from the song called "Fearless" on Metal.
Fearless,
So
okay.
it is one of my
Rachel
top.
would know this one too.
Is one of my top 5 favorite Pink Floyd songs of all time.
Aw.
So that's why I read it and I was like, "This sounds like a poem." You're gonna get confused.
Yeah.
It is, but again, it is a poem. But I mean,
They are all
it's not just
poems.
lyrics. All right, one more.
One more. We're dark twists.
Are you good?
I'm good.
You enjoying this so far, or is
I
it just
am.
torture?
Torture's always a good time.
I
Right?
promise they're all enjoying the crap out of your reactions and expressions, and that is if they watch it, not just listen. But
Are you watching it
All
or
right.
are you listening?
this next one, I expect you to get all 3.
Okay.
And I don't mean
pressure's
that you're
on.
going to know the poem as
Okay.
much as you're going to know it is a poem.
Okay.
I have a feeling you're going to get all three of these.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I should have started with this one, but I'll tell you why afterward. Okay?
Okay.
This is the easiest one.
Easiest one. Give it
You
to
ready?
me. Yes.
And if you don't get the first line on this one, I'll be shocked. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Again, I have to do this cold, so
Robot Rick.
please allow me to introduce myself.
Yeah. This is a song.
I'm a man of wealth and taste.
Yeah.
I've been around for a
Rolling
long, long
Stones.
year, stole many of my man's soul and fate.
Yeah.
Recognize it yet?
It's Rolling Stones.
Thank you. I don't even have to keep going.
No.
You don't want to finish. you
Please
don't-
let me introduce myself. It's right there.
I know. I told you. I was like, I'm giving it away, but at the same time, it was entertaining. Dang it! You weren't. Yeah.
It's one of my
I
favorites.
can't say it. I can't say it dumb enough so that it doesn't.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
All right, next one. This one's going to be a little tougher, hopefully.
okay.
Hopefully.
Okay.
It's so hard to say. I'm not like them, but I can pretend.
Nirvana.
God damn it!
I mean, like, come on, like both of those are very iconic. Like, yes, yeah.
This isn't though. This isn't one of their most popular songs.
I'm not like them, but I can pretend. Yeah.
The sun is gone, but I have a light. The day is gone, but I'm having fun.
Yeah. I think I'm just
No, you're
Give me-
close. I think I'm.
just happy. No,
Nope.
give me. I think I'm just. No.
I think I'm dumb.
Oh, okay. I think okay. Yes. I think I'm dumb. No, wait. The
And then
day
he
is
goes, I
done.
think I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb.
I think I'm just happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Can't even get it through one sentence and she figures these ones out. Well, obviously, you know, the third one is not a song then.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
See if you can figure out who wrote this one then.
Okay.
I hear the soft chirping sounds, the rustling leaves. I smell the old familiar scent of your perfume. I see the delicate movements you make, and your wrists snap a rock across the surface of my heart.
Walt Whitman. I have no clue. If it was Walt Whitman, I'll be.
It is not Walt
Okay,
Whitman.
'cause I don't know.
Not even close.
Heisenberg.
Huh?
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg. It was me.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was
It was
written
Rick.
about Nicole.
Oh, that's so sweet. I hope she got that one right.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. So the story behind that one is we were just friends. We weren't dating or anything like that, although I was definitely
You
paying
wanted
attention.
to.
She was a freshman, I was a senior. We had just met each other and we ended up working in recycling together at
Okay.
the school. Because back then, I don't know how it works now, but if you got like certain types of grants, you also had to work at the school as part of it too and things like that. And you got paid to do it, but that was how you kind of like helped yourself financially with all the stuff that was going on there.
Yeah.
So there's different jobs you could do, and one of the ones that was the easiest was to do the recycling for the whole school. It was great. And then you would take it to the recycling plant, which was like a 35-minute drive away. Well, no one's watching what you're doing.
Right.
You know, they don't care. You're in college. They don't give it. You're just in their way.
Right.
So they're like, just take this stuff to the recycling
on.
plant and
Get out of here.
well, I was born and raised in that area, so you have to drive by Berlin Lake to get there, which is where I went skiing all my childhood with my friends and everything like that. So I knew
Skiing.
everything about water skiing. Yes,
Oh, okay.
Not
Oh,
snow
you said
skiing.
it like. Obviously.
talked about Berlin Lake and skiing.
All I could think of is snow. Like, look out
There's
the window.
slalom
It's horrible.
skiing. There's kneeboarding. There's wakeboarding.
Wait,
There's tubing.
There's two.
We did all that, and
I think I do that in Percy Priest.
yes,
you
we
do that in
can.
Percy
I
Priest?
do all of that on Percy Priest.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah,
Come on, summer.
Yeah, we'll film that this summer. Tune in next week when the snow is gone and we're out on the lake
Percy Priest. Percy Priest.
in bodysuits.
On the banana boat.
So we would drive by this. There was a little section of a cove, and I was very familiar with this cove because it was also where we would stop, anchor, and jump in and swim and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I took her
Like a
there
turtle.
and I taught her how to skip rocks.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so I wrote the poem about the time we spent.
When she flicked her across the surface of my heart. That's
How
so
about that
sweet.
one?
That's very.
And I wrote this like years later when I was taking poetry and stuff like that.
Very sweet. Everyone says you're an asshole. I don't believe them.
That's because they don't take the stare the way you do.
That's true.
All right. So
take
did
the
you like
stare.
that game? It was okay.
It was fun. It was good. I liked it. I did miserably, and I feel bad about James, but I would do it again for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Y'all,
I'll work
do y'all
on
want
that.
to see us do it again, or maybe I could trick him.
Hey, I didn't say that there wasn't a side. It doesn't matter either way. It's just, what else are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
We got to come up with clever things.
Yeah,
We got to come up with ideas. We got to come up with games.
we got the shirt. We got the
So
game.
look, this is my game.
have
You come up with
Rachel-
your own damn game. This is my game.
I have to be creative. You're the creative one. I'm the comic relief.
This was your idea. You better come up with something.
I'm the goofy one that sits in the corner.
All right. Now, to finish off our afternoon, which we're doing fine. We're about 45 minutes in.
Okay.
A little over.
Well, so we'll wrap it up soon. We won't make you listen like last.
Like they got anything else to do in this cold tundra we live in right now.
Miserable. Out there.
We have not talked about music the entire time, other than, of course, my game was technically talking about some music.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any plans of what you wanted to talk about today.
I just want to circle back to the last episode where I was.
That's what I was
like-
going to say too.
Okay, because I was like, I was beating myself up about like having like being a Glass Animals fan, and I want to take that back. I'm owning it. I love them. I love them. They're on TikTok. My 15-year-old
That's
listens
not where
to
I thought you
them.
were going with it.
No, that's where I'm going. And but I felt bad. I was like, nah, man, you like what you like. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for something that brings you joy.
Unless it's
and makes you
Nickelback.
happy. Unless it's Nickelback. Even if it's Nickelback, I'll still love you. You like Nickelback. I might snicker.
I
Or-
think I might move over one seat if you say your favorite band is Nickelback.
I would just maybe suggest other songs to listen to.
There's
Like,
a lot
oh,
out
you
there.
like this? Well, let me show you my bizarre, weird shit that I listen to. And you
Including
might not be
Glass
my
Animals.
friend anymore, but I'll still respect you for your choices.
Well, I completely agree with you. You should own up to what you listen to, whether people like it or not. My problem with that a lot of times is all the people that I work with that love country music, and it drives me crazy.
Did you see
They
that
obsess
Instagram I
over
sent you? A bear in my
Yes,
beard.
that was really funny. And the guy's eye twitching. That
Red
is
solo
one of my
cup.
biggest pet peeves. There's just certain things that I just can't tolerate. And-
I get a physical reaction.
But
Yeah,
hey,
that's the
to the
country.
point of me being a purist of music, I do have an attitude about I have expectations, and a lot of my expectations happen to do with intelligence. And I don't understand a single song in country that is based on intelligence in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong, and maybe I will listen to that song occasionally.
Rachel, it's your time to
But
shine.
good luck to prove to me that there is a country music song out there that shows intelligence. That's my biggest issue. It's not the twang. I mean, I don't like the twang either, but then I listen to Primus, so I know it's a different twang. I'm just jumping around on that, but still, I have limitations to the actual lyrics themselves just being ridiculous.
Yes.
And sometimes that's okay, but not. I mean, I'm talking about a song that says I'm dumb constantly. I don't have that much,
dumb.
expectation, but at the same time, I can't stand the twang.
What is it? Bo Burnham. He does a good one.
I have no idea who that is.
So we should do. Okay, so I was thinking, I have a really cool Flight of the Conchord shirt, and I thought maybe we should talk about parody bands and like joke bands and stuff.
Oh, that's
like
a good
that.
one. I mean, like Ween would be a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bo Burnham, he's a comedian, but he does a lot of songs, and he does one about country music. And he's like, I'm pandering. I think, look at that girl out there in the field. Oh, that's just a scarecrow.
Have you ever listened to Ween's 13 country songs or whatever it's called?
No.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, because they're making fun of it.
Yeah,
Back
so
to the
it's-
parody point. They're rubbing it in their face because, and one of the songs, I know you've heard it a few times because every time John and I are together at pool, I play that song.
Yep.
And it's hilarious because it's called "Piss Up a Rope," and it's telling his wife to get the hell out because she's whatever. It's so funny, basically telling her to get on her knees and do the dirty deed or go pack your bags
Hit the road.
and jump on a boat and
Piss up a rope.
get a turd as a paddle to go down. I mean, it's so funny.
Yeah. So I have my homework cut out. I'll listen to Sween. Do you listen to Flight? You should listen to Bo Burnham.
I will work on that.
And then you've heard of the Flight of the Conchord.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the other thing to that too is we never even got to talk about Pixies last week. We mentioned we were going to talk about two bands, so we have to look at this as, again, we're just starting out. This is only our second episode. we didn't know where to start, and I was like, we'll pick 2 bands or pick 2 albums or whatever, and obviously that was way too much information.
Yeah.
We do have to narrow it down to, are we going to talk about one newbie again? Are we going to talk about one song? Are we going to talk about a whole album? Are we going to, are we going to talk about a genre?
Put in the comments. How do you want to hear this?
And where do you want to go next and all that kind of stuff too. So I thought at least we could kind of finish up what we started last week before we were like, okay, look, there's a time limit here. And I don't care how long we go. It doesn't matter that we it's not that we couldn't do a 3-hour episode. It's just, there's 2 reasons why I have issue going too long. One is I don't think we're ready yet. I don't think we have an audience yet that cares about listening to a 3-hour episode of ours. And again, they don't have to listen to it all at one time. 2, a 1-hour episode is a 10 gig file.
Yeah. It's a big
that
one.
I've got to compress down so that YouTube and Spotify don't freak out. So, to do a 3-hour episode, that would be insane when it comes to how long it would take to download. I don't know how it works after it downloads, but what I have to do in editing and what my computer does and everything like that gets really complicated if we get over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's my point of view of we can talk as long as we want to. There is no, we got 5 seconds left. We got to finish up now.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Apparently I have a timeline on my bladder because the last time I was like, I gotta go potty.
It's a good point too. Well, I mean, you were throwing them down last time too because you were nervous. Yes. Which, speaking of, I gave you this awesome koozie. And I did not talk about this awesome koozie.
You didn't.
Before we get into talking a little bit about the Pixies that we've been listening to the entire time, because I put Pixies on purpose to remind myself of this. But this is one of my best friends in Nashville. This is his podcast. It's called Feeding the Senses.
What up, Feeding the Senses?
And he's a great guy. He's a photographer in town.
Oh.
And he used to do photography for musicians and,
awesome.
and bands and everything like that. So he's got great stories too. But he started his own podcast. I met him here like 6 months after I moved here.
Okay, cool.
And he helped me with the art scene, and I helped. With that time we were doing a magazine called Uncensored in town.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. He had his own awards for people, like it was called the Starvey Awards and stuff. He had all these really cool things. So he reached out to me late last year and was like, hey, I'd like to do an episode with you on my podcast. And we hadn't talked in 20 years.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool.
Excuse me.
So I can post that link or whatever, but it's a really good. If you want to learn more about my arrogance, it's a really good one because it's definitely about me But we have a great conversation because we literally had not talked in almost 20 years.
Oh wow!
We figured it out. It'd been like 18 or like. In fact, when he contacted me to do the interview, was almost exactly 20 years to the day we met. Almost.
Wow!
Like it was that crazy, and he didn't even realize that. So we didn't talk at all before the interview. We just started from scratch. Like I came in and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we recorded and we started from dead. There was no preemptive. What's been going on in 20 years? We started right away, and I went into it. And I was like, "What happened? Where have you been? What's going on?"
Where did the time go?
And it's a good reason for it all. It's not like he didn't like me or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was having a lot of issues. He had married a girl that had problems and ended up divorcing her, and it was a total nightmare. And the whole crazy story. But I wasn't sure we were going to go that far, and we went there. We went through all of it together.
There you go.
And all the ins and outs of what had happened back then, and how nice it is to get back together. And we've been talking ever since, and we're trying to get together again. And
cool.
I went over to a singer-songwriter night a couple weeks later, and got to hear new music, and
awesome.
It was really cool. So definitely a great podcast to check out. He interviews artists in Nashville, whether they're musicians, whether they're photographers, whether they're painters like me.
Yeah.
He
Street
did
artists
stuff like that. It's all the art of Nashville that he has. And of course, there's a lot more musicians because of it, but it's not. It's all forms of art. He'll interview anybody that has to do with art, and it's pretty cool because of it. So there's nothing like that going on in Nashville that I know of right now that has that kind of point of view. Usually they just do music.
Yeah.
And things like that. So it's cool to have all the different art forms.
Yeah.
Which reminds me too that we have new art stuff going on in town that we can talk about maybe next time. I can bring up more details once I know. But the
Nashville Hot Minute. What's going on in Nashville?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy story because when I first moved here, there was so much underground art going on, and then it died. And we're trying to bring it back.
Bring it back.
and it's going to be cool. But it's in a new era because Nashville has changed so much.
You gotta do it all at the Gulch.
It's going to be no. There's no room downtown. Nobody cares. No. There's nowhere to do these.
Take away 12th Avenue. Like what?
We're talking about. Well, I brought up my warehouse right down the street.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Why not bring it to Antioch?
Yeah, Antioch's cool.
And Antioch has got the new that over at the Global Mall. They're turning that into like an art community and all this kind of stuff. Supposedly,
that mall used to be the place.
I know, and so well before all my time. But so there's a good chance that in the next couple of years, Antioch could be the center of arts for Nashville.
That'd be cool.
How crazy would that be?
Antioch's always been fun.
So I was like, hey, I got a place we can start now if you want to. And so we'll see. There's a lot going on.
Exciting.
A lot of plans.
Yeah.
We'll see on the next meeting, and I'll have more information as we find out more.
Okay.
So tune in soon when I have more information.
Next time. Or next time.
Yeah. One of these
here at
days.
some point.
Right now, my priority is to go party in Vegas for a couple days.
In the penthouse for 48, possibly 72 hours.
Staying in. I'm going to be so spoiled. I will be taking lots of pictures, and on our next interview, I will tell you the story, and I will post the pictures for the interview and everything like that. And
there you go.
Everybody listening will be extremely jealous.
Oh, I'm so excited to get jealous.
And I'm not happy that I have to leave a couple days early, but it is what it is.
It is. Well, maybe we go back in August and,
No, I could not afford this. No, you have no idea how expensive this is going to be.
Just drink one of those drinks for me. The Buzzy Flower drink.
Yes, I will. As many as I can before I leave.
Before your tongue goes numb. So,
what do you want to talk about with Pixies? Because we never got to talk about them.
I just love the Pixies.
It's as simple as that. You just love the Pixies.
I do. I just love they make me happy. They lift me up. I'm feeling blue. I put on Hey, and I can listen to that song on repeat and just, snap out of any kind of...
I tried to put Hey in my game, and there's just no way.
No. I would have been like, that's Hey.
I picked a couple Pixies songs,
Hey.
and every one of them I was like, no, I can't deadpan my feet in the air and my head on the ground and just spin around. Like there's no way to deadpan that and not come up with that. It's as bad as the Nirvana song. I can't believe you got that on the first sentence. Like, damn it. I tried.
What's the 50 for the double? I thought that was funny. You're like...
I will say that I love Pixies and how do I say, a lot of it is also, it's the whole package deal. Like sometimes I don't really pay attention to every single lyric and I just enjoy the song. Mm-hmm. And other times the lyrics are so obvious that it makes it even better.
Yeah.
And it's hard because sometimes you can't quite tell what a band might be saying because of the clever way that they can use the lyrics or into the beat and everything like that. Pixies is one of those ones that there's no hiding it. It's straightforward in your face. Like what they're saying. It's clear.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single Pixies song where it's like, not quite sure what they were saying on this one. They're pretty open.
Oh yeah.
And obvious in a good way.
So, because I'm old, I use Facebook, and I don't put my link in the bio on Instagram. I quoted once, like several years back, "Wave of Mutilation."
Yeah,
I
tried that one too, but I couldn't do that one either.
It's just like sometimes like lyrics, I'm just like, I just really love it. It makes me feel. And my brother reached out. He's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a Pixie song, not a suicide letter."
That's hilarious.
But,
okay, here you go. Have you seen the movie Pump Up the Volume?
No, yes.
Christian Slater?
No.
Pirate Radio?
Mm-mm. I have homework, y'all.
You just ruined the moment.
Pump Up the Volume. I know.
Your homework is to watch Pump Up the Volume.
Okay.
Because it's about Happy Harry Hard-On.
Happy Harry Hard-On. Okay. I will. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking movies because, like, my favorite movies.
I understand that, but there's a reason for me to bring this up. Okay. The soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks I've ever listened to. Okay. And it has the best rendition of Wave of Mutilation on it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because he slows it down.
Oh.
And so it's deep and slow and methodic, and it's just amazing.
Okay.
So I highly suggest
Pump Up the Volume.
Pump Up the Volume.
Definitely check out their soundtrack.
And I have the soundtrack on my phone, so I can send it to you.
When we're playing pool, we
can play it.
Yeah.
And I'll play you that rendition of Wave of Mutilation. It's my favorite version of it, without a shadow of a doubt. There's a couple other great bands on there, too. It's an incredible soundtrack for sure. And an incredible movie that's funny because it's a joke now because we have technology. But when they didn't have technology, this kid moved to a new town and didn't want to move and misses all his friends, so he starts a pirate radio station and just spills his guts about his hatred for the world, and it turns into this. The whole school gets the same attitude, and it goes crazy.
It goes viral, but back in the early
what
90s.
we would consider viral. Yes, it was crazy.
All right.
And it's definitely one of the best movies of all time, without a question. And Christian Slater, it made Christian Slater who he is today.
Gotcha. I'll have to watch it. That's my homework. Coming back to you live next week.
Yes. So that's why I wanted to bring up Pixies too, was because that's one of my favorite versions and a great movie.
Okay.
And yes.
So that's what we'll
So there you go.
All right. We have it. I have my work cut out for me.
Yes.
I gotta figure out a game. I have to stop hitting this mic. I have to watch a movie. It's a lot to
Baby
do.
steps.
Baby steps. One little step at a time. I'm excited though. It'll be fun. I'm going to come up with something awesome. Rachel's going to come up with something awesome. We're going to have her up in the corner one day.
And the last thing I want to say about the Pixies is from the same album, Doolittle, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the one that has the song La La Love?
Yes. That's one of my favorite songs. Yeah.
I saw it live.
Oh, my song's my favorite.
Who in the band sings the song? Because it's not Black Francis.
Give it to me.
The drummer sang the song.
Aww.
My wife flipped out. She's like, I can't believe the drummer's singing. It was really cool.
They're versatile.
I know. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It
so
blew our minds that the drummer was the one singing that song, because it's different. It's completely different.
It is. It is. But that's what I like about like a lot of their songs. You're like, it's not Sublime.
No, far from it.
It's you get something different each time, and you're like, oh well, yeah. You can never go wrong with the Pixies.
No, you can't.
Number one.
Great background.
Hey.
Great to listen to. I know
Yes.
this is a great song. So, all right. Anything else?
I think that's it. I
Think we're good for now?
I think we are. I had fun. A good second round. Maybe one day you'll see the last episode. Okay.
I don't know. We talked half of it today, so
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
did.
what the point is.
We
to
just
show
keep
it to.
teasing you with it. You never know.
Yeah, the only thing we didn't talk about was all the questions you had about me. Another day.
We gave you the secret to life.
Yeah.
Hint, it's 42.
Yes. That's a whole nother world for me. All right, everybody. You have a great night. Thank you for watching.
you.
Thank you for listening.
Let us know how we did.
I'm afraid of what Rachel's going to say this time.
Rachel loves us. She's going to have only good things. She might have some shit to say about me shit talking her music, but she knows that.
We are going to have to get her on here
Yeah.
for one interview just to get all this out on the table and get through that.
Rachel's good fun. We have to have like.
We don't need to worry about it. You just sit there and she sits here and the mic works for both of you.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I mean, these mics, you can hear us very good all the way back here. It doesn't matter. So I can figure all that out.
Okay.
That's all in the editing.
Rachel, you've been called.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Stay warm if you're in Nashville. It sucks out there right now.
Yes. That's what we're doing.
Screw those roads.
Back to drinking.
Woohoo! We're gonna play pool.